I think we're on. We're on. Good job, me. Let's get some music, though. There we go. Bring in the chill hop. Bring in the chill. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. So how is everybody tonight? Welcome, fellow travelers on Spaceship Earth. How's your day going? Everybody doing okay out there? Nobody's here yet. Which is fine. I'm doing this interesting thing where I have sort of a box full of memories. And now that I'm kind of aware that there's a possibility that I will have to move on, I'm making sure that some of these things are easy to find and easy to pack up and stuff like that. And one of those things is this box of memories. And first, I was thinking I might, record them, put them over there and take photographs of them and stuff like that. Yep. And here's Brent, who is clearly not here because I show 0 viewers, but Brent is clearly here, so can't be that 0. And this I just had this out a couple of nights ago with Jackson. This is a mock-up of the phone I had. I had a phone just like this, except white. And it was the thing that I connected to the world with. And before I left, I happened to be in a Docomo store. And they were retiring all of the mock-ups. And so in doing so, they retired my phone mock-up. And they were like, we're going to throw it away. And I was like, whoa. If you're going to throw it away, can I have it? And they're like, sure, we're going to throw it away. So they gave it to me. This phone doesn't have any electronics in it, but the buttons all work. I mean, you can press the buttons. They're not fixed. But, yeah. It was pretty cool. So I still have this. It's just like a mock-up and stuff. So that was kind of cool. So I've always just kind of like, I keep it around this box because it doesn't have a battery in it or anything like that. Yeah. This had like a, I don't know, 5 megapixel camera or something. Yeah. It's kind of cool. I mean, this is like all of my little weird memories in here. This is like the first actual Monster Maroon badge that I ever got. It was probably in the late 80s, maybe early 90s. And comparing it to my fan sets version, it's not very accurate. But I got it at at a convention, probably Starfest. And it was really cool. I had it on my jean jacket for years. And then I pulled it off one day and put it in a box and found it many years later and went, oh, well, not really sure I want to keep it now or put this back on things and stuff. So, because I'm afraid I'll lose it at this point. You know, all these kind of, here is my very first processor out of my very first PC. I still have it. I have it and its math coprocessor. Which turned it into a 386 DX40, which meant that it ran at, hang on to your hats, guys, 40 megahertz. Lightning fast. Oh, no, other direction. I also have my 486, which I upgraded to a little later on. You will note that its warranty is not voided, but something did take a chunk out of it long after I'd pulled it from my machine. This happened somewhere else while it was in a box. But it's an 8486 DX33, ran at 33 megahertz, but had more processing power. So even though it was a slower megahertz, it had more onboard. It was doing more flops per. That's always a fun one to show. I also have our original Japanese post card, because you could actually get one of the biggest banks in Japan was the post office. And it doesn't matter at this point in time. This number doesn't mean anything anymore because this has been almost 20 years. And there's my Honko. It's kind of cool. And I use this now as part of my signature. So that's cool. I also have an original Game Science 100 cider. The original golf ball. It's kind of cool. There are a lot of things that are in here. We were just talking about my first real job was at Taco Bell. I still have the name tag for it, which I always find kind of funny. I just kept my name tag, threw everything else away, but I kept my name tag. Now I keep it to remind myself to be humble. I have my Bajoran earring. This is what we were just talking about earlier, too. We were talking about my Unten Menkyo. This is my driver's license for Japan when I was there. I haven't changed a bit. Well, there you go. But yeah. And keeping all of these kind of interesting things in here, including all my Transformers. My Convoy is pretty rough now. My original Optimus Prime, he's seen better days. My miniature Optimus is actually pretty good. He's in good shape, though. The thing that always gets me is the only Starscream I've ever owned was in mini. A miniature form version of the Starscream. My only Megatron that I've ever owned was miniature Megatron. But I do have a miniature Bumblebee. And he is very miniature. And then I have my original Bumblebee, who also has seen better days. Although I am kind of amazed that Bumblebee still has all of his tires. My original Bumblebee still has all of his tires. Apparently those guys disappear over time. The tires do. But yeah, I mean, like the bumper got cracked here somewhere. The front fender got cracked at some point. And, you know, kind of a thing. I have two knockoff Bumblebees and they're keychains. So they have these like little like hooks in the back there. Kind of cool. And I was absolutely infatuated with the tapes, the cassettes. And I still am. I mean, this is my original Ravage. I should retake this picture. It's out of focus. It's my original Ravage. And then I also have an original laser beak right here. It's the original laser beak. And I even have the gold version of the laser beak too. Whatever his name was, Goldbird or whatever. I don't think I brought him over for some reason. But then I also have the new version of Ravage. This is the new Ravage. And the new Laserbeak. They're smaller. And it's kind of cool. If anybody ever wondered what my hair looked like at one point in time, that's it. Weird but true. I used to have a long rat tail that I used to wear, and then one day I decided to become professional, and so I cut it off, and then I said, well, I don't want to just throw it away, so I put it in a container, and now it's still with me after all these years, and I'm like, well, that's weird. Here's an artifact that's kind of strange. This is an dang it, this is my Walkman. This is an LCD television, which still works, just doesn't pick up any signals anymore. If there were signals out there, it could pick it up. That'd be cool, but it doesn't. My grandpa gave me this just before they went back to Texas one time. And I remember him giving it to me, and he and I watched like a Bronco game on it because we didn't know how to tune it or get it to work right. And it was kind of cool. And we were so fascinated by it. And somehow through all of these years, it's just stayed with me. And even today, I still have it hanging out there. We could still power it up even right now. Takes a couple of AA batteries or something like that to power it up, and off you go to the races. That's kind of cool. I just always find these things fascinating. Things like this, where it's just this is just an artifact of the 80s. You know, my grandpa died in 1989, so this had to have been something he gave me in 85 or 86, thereabouts. I remember him giving it to me about that time. This, of course, is my old Walkman, which lost this corner and the door over the battery compartment in an automobile crash when a drunk driver hit us, and it broke that and that. But I got this in 1985, I want to say, and it was the first time I'd ever used really headphones. And I remember we went to a restaurant and I was listening to it through the headphones, and it was Mr. Mister's Broken Wings being played on the radio. And I was listening to it and I was going, can you hear this? This is amazing. I kept yelling because I didn't know. So these are part of the funny stories that go with all these artifacts. Everything has a story. That's why I saved them, of course. Here's my last, of course, Toyosaurus card. And my last Blockbuster card. Which is why I'm wearing my Blockbuster shirt. Even now, make it a Blockbuster night. Right? This book is a fascinating book, which pretty much talks about all these natural disasters. You know, we got Hindenburg and we got Pompeii, and the day that a B-25 struck the Empire State Building, and then we had our cars go too fast. This car came apart and all the parts fell into the stands and killed a whole bunch of people. And I got it from school. I was part of the Riff project. Yeah, that was kind of cool. My mom somehow made a paperweight of her business card, which she had for a very long time. None of the things in here exist anymore. Like, there's no actual addresses. Mom doesn't exist anymore. Certainly Collage doesn't exist anymore, or her location at 1425 Market. But 1425 Market Street put her right in the middle of downtown. So, and she knew I hated driving downtown, and she also knew I hated driving in snow. So she waited until it was a snowy day to forget something. And that's my mom's paperweight, though. It was fun. It's like my dad's business, when he was doing IMS. It's all good, man. We're just kind of hanging, doing our things now. IMS was my dad's thing, where he actually had this newfangled thing where he would handle your data for you using a machine. Before that, he worked at Marriott. And this Marriott is the reason why I live in Colorado. Because my dad was transferred to this Marriott, the I-25 in Hampton. Was transferred to this Marriott in 1974. I was 2. And right here, this was on my cubicle when I worked with Time Warner Telecom. And when I left, I stole it. Ha 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 ha. Just saying. I didn't really steal it. They let me have it. But I could say I stole it, because then it sounds more impressive. So here you go. All the things. All the things. I really like this picture. Just the nice lighting on it looks really lovely. It's a watch that I gave my dad that's in the shape of a Jaguar E-Type, which was one of his favorite cars, if not his absolute favorite, all-time favorite vehicle. And he never managed to get one. And so when he passed away, I took this back and put it in my collection of memories. So yeah. I also have to decide something about, like, this is my dad's watch. And he had it for like the last 20 years. And I've been kind of pondering, do I want to wear his watch? I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided. I'm not a watch wearer, for one, generally. And my mom's Avalanche badge when she worked for the Avalanche. And for all of you guys who are out there going, oh no, I don't use my mom as a password for anything, ever. So you won't get anywhere. I use a combination of numbers and letters from a number that just appeared in my head when I was in 5th grade and has never left. And I can't figure out where it came from. It doesn't add up to anything. It wasn't in anything. It's not a Starship's registry. I don't know where it came from. It just appeared one day and stayed with me. And so I pretty much use that in a combination with letters around it for my passwords. So you'll never figure out my passwords because they're nonsensical. They don't make sense. Can't data mine. A friend made this for me in high school in welding class, and it's the skull and crossbones from Harlock. And to give you an idea of how well he did, there's the actual skull and crossbones from the actual series. It's not bad at all. Just want to say that for the record. So yeah. In third grade, I got this little cat, rubber cat, and he's been with me since third grade. So is this guy. He's been with me since third grade too. He's a pencil topper. And I have one of the original Corgi Starfighters. That's not bad. I really love those Starfighters though. And then my very favorite car when I was a kid. And this was my super favorite Matchbox car. He lived with me for a long, long, long time. But he's the one, this car right here is the reason why I love straight flat fenders on vehicles. I just love flat fenders. And it's because of this car. I mean, this car literally is the reason why I love flat fenders. Pretty car. My original TI 99 4A Parsec game, the cartridge. Parsec was my favorite game ever. It was brand new when we got this in 1982. And I played the devil out of this game. I played it all the time. Side scroller. It was a wonderful game. And I have kept this cartridge ever since. Haha! I think Kat may actually, Jackson might actually have this thing online.
Hopefully.
Are you there, Jackson?
I think so.
Hi. Listen to you actually making like noise.
Right? And my audio actually functioning.
Everything works. Yep.
Right.
I was just saying that I played the hell out of this game, and Dad got it in 1982. It was brand new. And I have kept the cartridge ever since. And I still have it.
Wow.
I love it.
Maybe like an antique someday. Hi, Miso.
It's antique now. That's all right.
Miso just has to say hi to everybody too, I guess.
Yep. I have a box full of just like knickknacks that have followed me through my entire life. And so I took pictures of all the items in there. And because I pulled it out the other day when you were asking about what this pattern means, so that I could bring up my phone so you could see what my phone looked like, and look at the control panel on my phone. And so I had already pulled it out to show you the phone, because I knew that's where it was in my little knickknack box. And then I was like, I might need to put it in cold storage, so I probably should pull everything out of it and take pictures of it. And then I was like, you know what I should do is everything in there has a story. That's why I have it in this box, right? Everything's got a story. I was like, what I really need to do is write the story next to it and save it as part of the image, so that if anybody ever gets a hold of my knickknack box, they can go through it and go, oh, that's why he kept this, and that's why he kept this.
Whoa, excuse me, sorry.
Is Godzilla.
I forgot you say that.
It's non-denominational.
So. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, some of these things are obvious. I've got a very, very tiny bumblebee in here, right? I mean, like, this is a ridiculously small bumblebee.
Oh, wow. Teeny.
That's a penny. It's like...
That's not even an American penny. That's smaller penny.
Yeah, the only penny I had available at the time. I mean, because, like, even the regular bumblebee is bigger than that. This is, like, the normal bumblebee.
Yeah. From
the back in those days, but I had this little bumblebee, and this is the only Megatron I've ever had, was these tiny versions of the of it. But this is a Megatron, and I mean, it is a Megatron, so that's kind of cool. And the only time I've ever had Starscream either, so that was kind of cool. But I do, not only do I have Optimus in the tiny mode like this, but I also have my regular Optimus, but he's seen better days. This was my Optimus when I was a kid.
Oh, wow.
So, like, he's in bad shape. I'm hoping that if I ever figure out what to do with my life, I'll start getting some of the masterpiece transformers. They are really nice.
You could say he's not in Optimus shape.
No, he is not in Optimus shape. That's about right. He still transforms. I mean, like,
that's cool.
I don't have his fists anymore, though. I mean, I don't have any of the parts. I've got his trailer downstairs, but I don't have any of the other parts of him anymore. And so, like, I took a photograph of him and, like, looking at him, and when I took the photograph and then looked at him, I was like, wow, you've seen better days, dude. Like, my Optimus is totally a mood.
Totally, right? It's totally a mood.
I'm like, I feel you, bro.
There's a meme or there's a GIF out there that's like a girl hanging onto like a carousel and it's like dragging her around on the floor. Like that's
Right?
me. That's me
Yeah.
right now. I really don't feel very good. I don't want to be here, but I promised someone I would be here, like for this particular stream, because they missed my first one today. I'm like, oh, I have to show up.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah. I have so much going on this week that like I really shouldn't like skip a day. Hopefully I'll feel better by the morning. I'm trying to figure out what the hell glutened me because I didn't eat anything like too abnormal.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I can think of is I did have I had like kielbasa with cabbage.
Oh, you had kielbasa tonight too, huh? We had
Oh,
kielbasa. How weird.
Oh,
What a
weird.
coincidence.
What a coinky thing.
What
We were
a
on the same
coinc-
wavelength.
Yeah, right.
Wavelength today.
Yeah, exactly.
But I also had some rice cakes, and usually the rice cakes I get are specifically gluten-free. But I'm wondering if maybe they weren't entirely gluten-free.
Right.
So that might be it.
That might be.
Yeah.
Part of the other reason I pulled this out is if I'm going back to Japan, I might need my Hanko, which is this.
Oh, yeah, your stamp.
Mm-hmm. I might need it.
Your signature. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Not
although
me
I'm
so.
not 100% sure if they do that anymore. I've heard rumor that they no longer do Hanko.
What?
Yeah, signature is acceptable now. Which is what I was like, I don't know, man. That seems kind of...
Honko seems more fun.
Yeah, it seems janky to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Feels like I'm missing something if you don't do the Hanko.
Yeah. What, Misa? What do you want? There's nothing up here for you, Miso. I'm trying to grab my caffeine pill. Thank you very much. I don't want you sitting on my medicine.
Yep. So I understand I don't feel well quite a bit. I feel you. I feel you, brother. I feel you.
Yeah. I was fine, and like I can't even check the package because like I threw it away, and then like as I was cleaning up, I went ahead and took the trash out. So like I can't even like go check.
Right.
And the bag's it's a Korean brand, so like I don't even remember what the name of the brand was. Like I'm gonna have to like wait until I can like go look it up.
I feel kind of like sometimes when you're dealing with Asian cultures, they're like, we do this because they've asked us to, but we don't really believe this is a thing.
Yeah.
Since we don't believe it's a thing, well, we kind of didn't really do it. You know, you're like,
yeah, I know
we
exactly what you
need
mean.
that. You know.
Yeah, some of us really need that.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that you don't think it's a thing, but
that's like my number one fear, like about actually going to Japan if I do go, is that, like, you know, I know that there's like a way I can communicate it to people, But I don't want to be like, oh, the foreigner says they can't have wheat and they're so entitled. Like, I'm kind of just expecting to like, I'm expecting to get glutened multiple times if I go. I'm like expecting it. So, you know what? It might actually benefit me to try, like, see if I can find the old medication I used to use and see if it still like works. Like, do some trial runs of it, just to see what works.
I'm kind of cracking up a little bit about these pictures. They look like they were professionally staged and shot.
They look nice.
Like all I did was just like rig a little setup over there, but it looks great.
It does, yeah.
It looks beautiful, and I'm like, man, sometimes my stage shoots they don't look this good. And I'm all mad because I took this with my phone. I'm like, really?
Jeez, me, you couldn't, yeah. Like, I expect better of myself.
Right, I know. Like, I'm like, I didn't use my expensive camera. I didn't use my light rigs. I mean, I've got like $1,000 worth of equipment that I could use for this. And instead, I used my cheap Samsung phone and 2 light boards on either side. It's like, really? It's just like, it's ridiculous.
Oof, yeah, headache's really bad today. Oof.
We don't have to stay on for very long if you don't want to. That's okay.
No, I need to stream. Like, I need to get consistent and stream because I have my schedule on my banner now.
That's fair.
No, I have to.
Totally okay with it. I just, saying if you need to bow out, I'm okay with that.
I'll just go at my own pace.
It is totally fine. I am clearly working today, clearly.
Yeah.
I'm like totally doing this and going, hey, I'm going to instead just do this.
I'm pretty sure some sleep will do me just fine.
Oh.
If not, I'll be up all night anyway, and I can get some writing done maybe, so it'll work out.
I didn't realize this until now, but this is a Matchbox car. Underneath the Matchbox car, they put the scale on here.
Oh, that's cool.
This was 1/62 scale. Huh. This was, I was just saying before you got here, this is my favorite car. I had this as a toy when I was a kid. And this is like my favorite Matchbox car that I ever had. And I loved it so much, and I still keep it with me now after all these years. And I mean, it's seen better days, obviously, because I've crashed it into everything. But I mean, it was my favorite Matchbox car as a kid, and I still have it. And I was looking at this and I was like, this is why I'm so into flat fendered vehicles, because this thing has flat fenders. It looks so cool to me.
You're like, oh, it all makes sense now.
Now it all makes sense, right?
Da 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 da.
Get it? Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, oh, that's why. This is why you're so into flat fendered vehicles. I love flat fendered vehicles. I don't know why I haven't made some of my cars in Bellatrix Rising flat fenders, because it doesn't look space age enough, I guess, really, to me. But still, I'm like, now I know why I love flat fender, which is fine.
No, I think it's cool when you can find like things out about yourself like that you've like long forgotten.
Right? Many moons ago. I mean, it says under here that this guy was released in 1979. So, I mean, we never got, cars that you couldn't find at the supermarket, or whatever. So I had to have had this guy since 1979, He's just cool. He's cool, man. And this is actually kind of a rarity guy too. This is the dinky Klingon cruiser, which was released with Star Trek I, the motion picture. And my dad was dating a girl at the time. This is the early 80s, mid 80s, early 80s and stuff like that. And he was dating this girl, and she and I did not get along. We hated each other. And she had a son and a daughter, and dad had a son and a daughter. And so often, you know, when we were together, all four of the kids would just hang out. The son was 3 years older than me, and the daughter was the same age as me. And then my sister was 3 years younger than all of us. Mm-hmm. And so the son had this dinky toy, and he had this one and the Enterprise, and I coveted them because, of course, I turned into a hardcore Trekkie right around Star Trek the Motion Picture. So I was a Trekkie before that, but hardcore hit right around 1980 for me. And I went into there's a line between I casually watched Star Trek and I can tell you which episode this specific thing happened in, you know. And so you know, it's like I became hardcore in 1980. And so I coveted these two. And when the son was like, I'm done with them, do you want them? The mom broke in and said, no, let's keep them for a little while longer. And because he was going to give them to me. And then later, like 2 or 3 years later, I found this guy out in the backyard, and the dog had been chewing on them, and she gave them to the dog.
Oh my gosh.
And she knew I was a hardcore Trekkie. She knew it. And Doug, the son, he was going to give them to me because he knew I was a hardcore Trekkie. And I would have had these dinky toys, and they're impossible to find now.
Oh, I bet.
They're impossible. And the Enterprise was destroyed because it had plastic warp nacelles, and part of the saucer section was plastic. So it was completely destroyed. This one was all metal, and so it survived. But I found it in the backyard, and I just took it home. I didn't even bother to ask anymore. I was just like, because it was a year later or a year or two later or whatever, and I was just so crushed that she'd do that to me, you know?
Oh,
I mean,
bet.
we weren't friendly to each
But it
other.
still stings, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, we weren't friendly to begin with. As Dad said, you both were acting like children, but one of you really was a child. Which I thought that was a great thing. But yeah, later on, Dad and I were talking about that, talking about this specific thing, and he goes, and it was so funny because I was talking about some of the things that she did, and he goes, I can't believe she took those Star Trek ships and gave them to the dog. So even 20 years later, he was still mad about that part too. You know,
I would be too.
Right, but I mean, he was mad on my behalf, which I thought was actually very lovely of my dad, because he didn't have to be him. You know, that didn't have to mean something to him. You know what I mean? It didn't have to. And so, but yeah, this was one of the first ships that I ever collected in my collection of ships that you can see behind me. You know, I have a massive collection now of Star Trek starships. That's my thing. But yeah, this is the story that really makes me angry and mad. Usually, not anymore. She's not living a good life, so I feel kind of bad for her. She pushed she used people and pushed people, and the people who could have taken care of her are gone. And so
she did it to herself, basically.
She did it to herself, and I feel kind of bad, and not bad as in I feel bad for her. I pity her. That's really what it boils down to, is I pity her. But yeah, that still makes me like, I'm like, wow. Like 12-year-old me is like, really? really?
Yeah, like, did you have to be so cruel to this beautiful thing that exists?
Her son was like, I'm over these. I'm done with them. You want them? You know what I mean? Like, he was totally up for just giving them to me. I could have had both of these guys in perfect condition.
Wow,
Instead, this
yeah.
is what he looks like. You know, I mean, it's all battered and beat up. It's got dog bites in it and stuff. But it's made of metal. It's die-cast metal, so it's not like it, you know, it's pretty solid. But man, it is a pretty shade of blue though, and it's a shame that it's all beat up, you know. I'm always sad.
Yeah.
And I have one of the die-cast metal birds of prey from Star Trek 4. But it's seen better days as well. Wonder what the thought process would be on refinishing these guys, because the metal's fine. I just have to
sometimes if it's not original, sometimes the value goes down.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I don't know if I care. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Yeah, maybe I don't care, and I just want to refinish them so that they can get back up to looking pretty. They're my original ships, you know, and I have a rather prodigious collection of spaceships.
Yeah, when I was a coin collector, there were quite a few coins that they were like, don't even bother fixing them, because if you fix them, they'll lose their collective value even if they look like shit.
Yeah. I mean, like this guy here. It's a Buck Rogers Starfighter made by the company Corgi, and they made them in the late 70s, early 80s, and I bought like 5 of them, and I had 5 of them for a very long time. And then I lost a whole bunch of them in moves. And this guy and one other are the only ones left. Of the 5, I only have 2. So, yeah. But yeah, another one of those. It's made of die cast. Although, kind of humored by this, because this on the front here, this brown, that's dirt. Because these guys used to crash all the time. Right? Because I'd be flying along and, oh no, we've been hit into the ground.
Right.
So I'm like, I wonder where this dirt came from. I mean, like if you were to, I don't know, DNA, whatever, the dirt on this front, if you'd find, you know, oh yeah, it's from this house, or, you know, it'd be kind of funny.
That would be actually pretty cool to do just for fun.
Yeah. Like all kinds of stuff. For a long time, I had the Peanuts racetrack. And each one of these little cars, this was in the 70s, these little cars have little wheels underneath them, and you could put them on the track, and the wheels were weighted. So they'd fall down the track, so you just make them race against each other, you know? And they all had different characters back here. This one happened to be Lucy's. But I've long ago lost Lucy back here. All I have left is the little car. But, you know, it's another one of those. It's just a memory from... At this point, that's from my very young childhood. Like, that was 75, 76, you know, right in there somewhere. I remember it. I don't think it's been whole since the 70s, and that's just the only one that's left, the only piece of it that's left. It's kind of fascinating.
That's wild.
I mean, like, all of these things, they mean something to me because of their information and what they do. I mean, like, their story. The story is what means something to me.
Well, that's not good. Why is my arm going numb?
I also have this Game Science 100-sider, the original golf ball. It's kind of cool. I don't think I can use this one anymore. It says renew by my birthday 2010. Something tells me I didn't do it. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't think you were there still.
This is the infamous Geico Kujin card. It's your foreigner card. Have to have it on you at all times, or you will be arrested.
Heaven forbid you get arrested by the Japanese police.
Right. As a teacher, it actually was like a big deal.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Like I said, I learned a lot about privilege and things like that, and being second-class citizens living there. Most of the people were lovely, lovely human beings, and not a single problem with any of them at all, and not a single one of us ever passed a driving test in the first try.
Oh, yeah, I remember you saying that to me earlier. That, like, just expect to fail, basically.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm hoping they don't need me to do it again. I'm like, crap, you're going to make me fail again. Like, I don't want to do that. It's going to be such... I'm just going to go down there right away and say, you know what? Here, you can fail me while I'm still running around on my international driver's license. I don't have any more round to it, which is a shame. This was kind of cute. It's just a cute little advertisement for springs.
Oh, well, the Shinkansen between Nagoya and Okayama will be stopped all day.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying why?
The weather looks like... I can't read the sign.
Right. I'm gonna go look, see if we've got a camera. Remember, we have those cameras. Let's see if I can get a camera.
I'll send you the image. Maybe you can read it. I'm not sure if there's a reason for it. I put it in the Discord. Maybe you can read the sign.
Hang on. I'm checking the other things.
Mm-hmm. I would die seeing this board. I would not know how to read this. It's so freehand. This looks like cursive. What does it say?
Oh, where was it? Nagoya? Nagoya?
Between Nagoya and Okayama. Yeah, at the Osaka station.
Mm-hmm.
Was on that poster. I have a friend that posted about it, so that's how I saw it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm at Yokohama, but I'm not. Nagoya. I'm trying to find Nagoya.
Okayama.
Yeah, Yokohama is different. It's South Tokyo, so that's.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah, I
doesn't-
was like, oh no, did I pronounce it that badly?
No. I'm just trying to find the live streams. That live stream stuff that we've got is so cool. I just was gonna like
Mhm.
see if I can find it in the live stream things. No, yeah, no. You'll get us a copyright hit. Let's not do that and say we did, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Tokyo Live Comic Cat. Yikes. We just get lost there.
Oh yeah, Tokyo Big Site or the Comic Kit was this weekend. They had a total of 260,000 participants this year for the summer.
Hiroshima Station. We've been to Hiroshima Station before.
I saw a map of the like the expected rainfall, and between okay, I need to see a map.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it's that typhoon Lan, which is coming as well.
yeah. Yeah, specifically it was the areas between. Yeah, it was the areas between Hiroshima and Nagoya that were going to be hit the hardest.
Yeah.
That they had like the most rain. That's where they expected the most rain.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like that whole area just between like Fukushima and Nagoya was like just solid red.
It's so wild. Seeing
With, like a
trains
couple
down always
inches of
freaks me
rain.
out. It's like
Huh?
seeing any trains down always freaks me out because it's like I don't.
It's like the Waffle House of Japan.
Right.
Like,
And if it's down, you know things are bad.
right. That's what my friends said because they were trying to explain to me like how unusual that is.
It's freaky.
And I was like, yeah. They're like, can't remember you told us about the Waffle House? I'm like, yeah. They're like, it's like that. It never goes down.
Trains never go down. So if the trains are down, you're like, whoa.
That's why I was like, oh, I should share that with Guy.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm sure he'd like to hear that. Or he'd be curious.
Although, I mean, looking at Hiroshima Station, things don't look so bad. I guess it hasn't come into Hiroshima yet.
Yeah, maybe they're shutting it down preemptively so that people don't get stuck on trains. But it's only Nagoya to Osaka. It's not that far west that they're shutting it down, looks like. Unless there's like other announcements.
Yeah. I'm gonna head over I haven't loaded up not Restream. Whatever the thing's called. Discord. I haven't loaded up Discord in a while, so.
If I do end up going over to Japan, I'll have to ask you like what I should go do while I'm there. Depending on what area I'll be in.
Well, if you're in Comic Cat, we can meet for Comic Cat. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would definitely be super cool. Imagine us meeting in Japan, of all places.
I know, it'd be awesome. Well, we've known each other in real life, so IRL,
it would just be funny. Like, I haven't seen you in years, and then of course it would be fucking Japan where we'd get to meet up again.
Right.
Of course it would be Japan.
Naturally. Okay, let's see what it says. Okay. Oh, they actually, I don't know if they'd call it furigana, but they pretty much, they were good at like writing it underneath it. I mean, although what it says on the first part there is that Hiroshima Nanago. So it's saying train number 7 to Hiroshima. And so, I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. Because that's Taifu. I don't know. My brain just auto-translated things in the weirdest ways. Okay. Typhoon Nanago. No. Because of Typhoon 7, the train between Hiroshima or Okayama and Nagoya stations. So it says the first one is Nagoya Station and 2 Okayama Station. Entrance is closed. The line, it doesn't say, that's interesting because it doesn't say, oh, I see what it says. It says the line between. ホームページへ JR 東海 JR 東海ホームページ There you go. Yeah. Seeing the trains down is always a freaky thing. Always freaky. I don't even know how to handle that. But here's Hiroshima Eki. Ima no JR Hiroshima Eki. This is live right now.
Oh, hey, they published the winner for May on Manga Plus.
And it's not you, huh?
No, there's no winners for May.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. I'm always curious to see like what the comments are. The only winner that they had in May was one of the Spanish ones, the Spanish entries, which is like a completely like the English and Spanish contests are different.
Right.
And in the English ones, they destroy every single like the actual Manga Plus app, like the red one. They think of it as like there's Manga Plus creators and then there's Manga Plus. Manga Plus creators is the contest, and then Manga Plus is like the actual Shueisha app.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the winners are published on the actual Shueisha app, like the majority of them just get utterly destroyed in the comments. And so I'm always curious now to like read the comments here. Oh wow, the comments are actually really nice. Why are these are so nice, I love it. They're so nice. They're all asking like when the next chapter is gonna come out.
For you?
No, for the Spanish winner.
The Spanish winner.
Yeah, that makes me so super happy, honestly.
Fair.
Because in all the English ones, they absolutely like destroy the winners. It's really sad, honestly.
That is cool. I've noticed that there's a lag.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the nice people come out, they say nice things, and there's this lag. And then all the bad guys come in and start commenting. We got that one from the last two episodes ago in Star Trek was a kind of an interesting out there episode of Star Trek. And in the initial hit, it was like everyone was like, "Oh, we love that episode." Then it was, "I hated that episode." You know.
Mm.
And then there was, if Star Trek keeps doing this, they'll lose all their viewers. And I'm like, quit talking about me. You can't talk for me. You know? I'm like, stop doing that, dude. Because I legitimately dug that episode. Pretty cool episode. Just saying.
The majority of the ones that are like the only one that really got like a good reception that I read was what was it called? Apple to Orange was really the only one that got like a really good reception. The other ones just kept comparing it to like existing manga and was like, oh, like this person's trying to copy this mangaka, and then that person's trying to copy that mangaka. Like they kept saying, oh, this is just a rehash of blah blah blah. Like the majority of like some of the comments and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was really discouraging, honestly, just to like see like how bad people were about it.
I agree.
And what's really crazy is in manga, they've had it a year now. Like August this month is the first. It's been official like 1 year since they've started this contest, and nobody has won silver yet. I don't think they've had any silver winners yet that I know of, and they've had no gold winners either. Which to me isn't surprising, but to a lot of other people are really surprised. I'm like, guys, it's Shueisha. You think they're going to be handing out like gold awards, just anyone can get them?
Right.
Those are gonna be reserved for probably the people that they actually like want to give like an actual like license to.
I have noticed that in the time that I've been here at watching Hiroshima Eki, I've seen 3 or 4 local trains and not a single Shinkansen. So I mean,
maybe
I haven't seen Shinkansens rolling in at all. And you know, the last time we were watching Hiroshima Station, there were Shinkansens all over the place.
Yeah, it was like maybe like every 5 to 10 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, somebody was coming in all the time. The locals are still running, though. I'm seeing the normal local trains running.
Which makes sense. People just still need to get to work and stuff.
Yeah. They're not shutting down the city.
So, in Japanese culture, if like a train or Shinkansen would be shut down, since they have such a high emphasis on like being to work, would they just expect you to get to work a different way?
No, it happens so rarely that it's kind of news. So, if you didn't show up because you were stuck on a train, everybody at work would know. Because they would have heard it.
Maybe it'd be like a really big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. That's why your friend is like, yeah.
I guess,
I'm like, whoa.
I guess that's why I'm just like, why is that unusual? Like here, they would just expect you to find a different way to work.
Right? But in Japan, I mean, like, I remember it was in the newspaper that one of the trains locally was 3 minutes late.
Really?
And that was in the newspaper.
Wow.
And JR was apologizing for it.
3 minutes?
3 minutes. I actually took it to a Japanese friend and said, am I reading this correctly? Not 3 hours. 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, there's another local going out, but that's local. That's not a bullet train.
Yeah, the bullet train's in the like one of the closer ones.
Yeah, they're in the closer tracks.
Yeah.
Or the Shinkansen tracks. I remember going to this station. I think I have pictures from the inside. I went to Hiroshima once, and so I've been here.
Let's see, where is Tokyo Big Sight? What area of Tokyo is that in?
Isn't it in Odaiba? I think it's in Odaiba.
Tokyo Big Sight. That's in Koto City. Ariake.
Oh. Yeah, well, that makes sense.
I mean, that doesn't tell me anything. Oh, it's the Bay. Okay,
yeah,
it's the Bay.
That's why I thought it was Odaiba.
Mm-hmm. So long, let's see, line 8. Or that's the line that runs right like along the bay there, line 8 or 350. Or is that B? Sorry, it's B. I can't read for shit. It's a green B, and then there's a 357 on it also. Whatever that means.
Yep. So for those of you who are wondering at home, this is where we are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Help here. We're fine. Thanks. Go away.
Let's see. How far is that from Narita? Which airport would be closer now that I'm thinking about it?
Narita, because Narita is up in Chiba.
Okay, I was gonna say. I thought Narita was closer. Oh, Chiba's that's the other side of the bay.
So the KO line would take you there straight, but the KO line is a subway line, so you'd want to be. That's fine. It's not a big deal. It's just that you. So Narita is right over here.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about
Mm-hmm.
This section right in here.
Yeah.
I mean, because you could stay at all of these different places. There's Tokyo Disneyland Celebration stuff. And,
all right. Well, then I have another question for you. So, I'm trying to set up like an itinerary, and I know you know the area would definitely look better than I do. Or so if I were to go for say like 3 weeks, to have time like a week before Comiket, the week during, and then the week after, just to make better travel times and to be able to like have time to do research and travel around. Like, do you think it would be better to stay within Tokyo or within nearby that area? Like, are there other areas you might recommend that are safe for someone who isn't very fluent in Japanese, or that would be easy to travel? Or is Tokyo in general good for someone who doesn't know English that well? Or
there are a couple of places that I would say don't be at night, but the only reason I say don't be at night is because they target you to bring you in, and then I don't know, just weird things. They don't hurt you. They just like steal your money or whatever. I don't even know. They don't even steal your money. I don't even know how they do. But here's Tokyo Disneyland, which would be in that same area. By the way, here's Odaiba. If you're wondering why I was saying it's Odaiba, it's not.
Oh yeah, that is really close.
So I'm not far off.
No.
Things that I think you should probably see on this side of town. In Mitaka. Let's see if I can find it. There's JAXA, which is what I would like to go see, but you probably wouldn't be as interested as I am. I'm always interested in JAXA, though. Wakabadori. Police station. I know.
Yeah, because I have at least one weekend to go travel and do whatever you need me to.
Yeah. I know I'm looking for something specific here. Hang on.
Oh, like one of the parks or shrine areas?
Yeah. Oh, hey, there's a soba noodle shop. Okay, I'm just hungry right now.
That's what people keep recommending to me, is to go see all these different shrines and parks, and that sounds like so much fun.
Yes, it is.
My little fire sparrows.
Right.
Fire burbs.
What's it Mitaka? No, it's Mitaka. It's near that Lawson, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Lawson. I can't wait to go see a Kobini.
Right? You're like, oh, I want to go and see a Kobini.
See what all the hype is about.
Right. I'm trying to do this from memory too. This is kind of, and it has been a while.
Because everyone keeps telling me, make sure you go see the Kobini, and I'm like, why? Is that like a tourist attraction to go see a Kobini? Is that just something you gotta do? I'm like, I'm sure I would, because I'm gonna need food while I'm out, so I'm pretty sure I'd see one anyway.
Yonchome. Where am I? Am I lost again? The Mummy Shop. I don't know what the Mummy Shop is, but that sounds funny.
It does sound funny.
I mean, that'd be a place I'd target, because I'm like, I don't even know what you are until I get there. I'll figure it out when I get off the train.
Yeah, I need to at least see what this place is.
Right? I'm like, I don't know what a Mummy Shop is, but I'm going to find out. There's a children's park. What was it? Gochome. Maybe Gochome? No, it's not Gochome. I'll find it for you. You just keep working. I'll figure it out. It'll be here. Mitaka goes further than I thought it did. I thought that this was outside of this ward, but the wrong side of freaking Mitaka.
One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hope that the Togashi exhibit is still somewhere in Japan, reasonably close to Tokyo. But I know the Shinkansen can travel pretty quickly. So if I have to, I'm going to go on a whole day trip just to go see it, if it's somewhere. I don't care.
What you need to see.
Oh, what is it? Oh, yes! Yes! I was wondering if that was it. So.
Yes, it's in Mitaka. That's why I was looking in Mitaka. I'm like, freaking Mitaka.
Yeah, I knew it was in Mitaka. Now I'm like, I wonder if it's the Ghibli Museum. Because that's already on my list.
This is the Chuo-sen right here. Chuo is the main center line. And Chuo is red, so it's the red trains. The problem is getting to Mitaka from there because it's actually kind of hard to get to it. You have to walk a long ways. Well, you don't have to walk a long ways, but
I can manage.
Yeah. But this is like, this part of town is super awesome. But look at, you could see just right here, it's like this huge park, and here's the Ghibli Museum and the robot soldier. So cool. And I'm like, oh. But
I would take so many pictures there.
You'll have to get the problem with this is you can only get tickets for the Ghibli Museum at a Lawson, and you can only get them and then they're usually like many weeks out, so you have to know somebody there. So if I happen to be, because it's like, you know, there's no tickets for like 20 weeks or something ridiculous or something.
Wow.
And so crazy. You have to know somebody who's there to go to the Lawson to buy you tickets while you're here.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Well, I have lots of friends in Tokyo, so if I know, like, as soon as I find out, like, confirmation that I'm going and what the dates are, I'll be like, guys, like, I need you to buy me tickets.
Right.
Please. I'll pay you in advance. But the reason why I want to go to the Togashi exhibit, they sell replicas of the last two chapters. The name. They share there's duplicates of the last two chapters.
Right.
And I want them, but it's like the only way you can get them is if you order the exhibit, and then they won't ship anywhere else. They won't ship in the United States. So I would have to have it like shipped. Like I have a friend who lives in Japan who is willing to let me ship it to their house, like for an address, and then they will ship it to me. You know, like I'll pay whatever that is. But like I have to order it there, and they like every time there's been a show, like my friends like in that area just aren't available to go get it for me. I'm like, I will pay you to go to this thing just to order this thing, please. Right. And I can't find any of them for sale online. So I'm like, I don't care that it's $400. It's like 37 pages for $400. I'm willing to pay it. Plus whatever the shipping is. They're like full-size replicas. So they're really cool. Otherwise, I would just buy a copy of the manga, but they're like full-size replicates and stuff. The other thing I'm really looking forward to is actually going to Kinokuniya.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Which they have here in the States, but the nearest one is 8 hours away. By car.
This is where the typhoon is right now.
Oh. Damn.
Like, it's hitting Wakayama hard. Kobe's getting hit. Himeji. So it's like the eye of this thing is right over the bay.
Oof.
Like right now over the bay.
I wonder if you could like find cameras for that area. Like a Kobe cam.
Yeah.
I love that there's still so much green in Japan.
Mm-hmm. They work hard.
Well, I mean, it's mountainous. It's mostly mountains.
Big rain. Yeah. Thunderstorms. Yeah, lots of wind.
Oh yeah, I see big rain.
Yeah, big
rain. Big rain.
Yeah, big rain.
No shit.
Hey, Merrick.
That's funny. Big rain.
Yeah, like here's some big rain going on. Yeah.
We're talking about the typhoon that's in Japan. Yeah.
See if we got a live stream from Kobe.
Oh, it's just water. Ooh, look at all that rain.
Yeah, like it's
Dang.
brutal out there.
It's a lot of extra water that shouldn't be there.
And that's a lot of extra water that shouldn't be there. So this is Noto. Noto say Noto Pato Trawa. No, Pato Tawa. Whatever part that is. American Park. American Park. Yeah, man, that's brutal out there. I mean, it's really coming down too. Okay, back to my map. Where is this?
Yeah. Yeah, it's so bad, Merrick, that they've actually shut down a section of the Shinkansen between Okaya and Osaka. Osaka. I'm trying to get my enunciations better.
Osaka.
Osaka, yeah. They've actually shut down part of the Shinkansen. Yeah, that's how bad it is. I was joking with Guy earlier that that's like our Waffle House.
Right. When the
that's our
go
Waffle House moment.
You're in like uh-oh. Yeah.
Yeah, you're in uh-oh territory.
So this camera is right here because it's Polta Tawa. Right.
Polta.
So yeah, so it's looking at Kobe and then Yoda, front. So it's the front of, I don't know. Anyway, but it says Port Tower. This is the Port Tower. So from here, that's this guy, the Port Tower, right? So that's what he's looking at across the bay. To give you an idea of where we are as far as typhoon goes, that's where the typhoon's eye is right now, and this is where Kobe is.
R.I.P. Stay safe, everybody.
Right? Stay safe, guys, because this is like where we are right now. This is Kobe. Like, oh no, God. Port Tower.
My friend's in Kyoto, so
in Kyoto,
not super bad there,
yeah.
But it's
gonna get ugly. I mean, because it's like dicey in Kyoto. That's
she went out to like go get her groceries and stuff, and she's like, it was so bad because like everyone's just buying everything.
Oh yeah, they're freaking out.
Yeah,
but Kyoto's in the kill zone, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind living in Nara Prefecture. This prefecture right here is really pretty.
I've heard it's really beautiful.
I'm just saying. While here, let's sightsee a little. What could possibly be wrong?
The one place I would really, really, really want to go if I was in Japan, and I'm not sure I'm going to get to do this because of the timing and how far away it is from Tokyo, is Yakushima.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally almost as far away as you can get.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep this night if I tried.
Right.
Is the Shinkansen 24 hours?
Depends on the Shinkansen. Usually not. There are a couple of them that'll run all night, but Not typically.
In advance.
Right.
And that'd be an expensive ticket, I bet.
Yeah, probably. Well, what they do is they have night trains, the Resha, and the Resha will run during the night,
Resha.
and they've got sleeper cars.
Oh, I've seen those.
So
I've seen some like videos of those.
yeah, they've got
YouTube.
sleeper cars. Yeah.
Honestly, the biggest thing I worry about is the fact that I'm like overweight. I'm worried about like not fitting in spaces. That's one of the things I worry about.
I'm a pretty big guy, and I didn't have that big of a problem.
I'm 131 kilograms.
Yeah.
I'm not little.
No, you're not little, but you know, and when I was there, I was only 106, but that's still
pretty big for Japanese people.
Japanese people, and it was fine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I mean, 100, 131 is a big difference, but who's counting?
Yeah, I mean, like, I get it. I mean, yeah, definitely it's a thing. By Friday, it's going to be out there on the... it's going to come back into the top part of Hokkaido. But Tokyo's clear of it completely. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, it literally, like... It's gonna like jump the island and then go back and hit him later.
Oh, I saved my archery place. That's useful. I'll need that when I go back because I'm gonna go buy myself the arrows that Sensei wouldn't let me have.
Oh yeah, the neon ones.
Yeah, man. Totally getting neon arrows. Nobody can stop me.
Hi, Alfie.
Hey, Alfie. There's my other place. I usually go to these guys.
There was another place I was looking forward to. Let me grab the name of the bookstore.
It was my town, man.
Oh, wrong document. If I get the right document.
This is the place I lived when I was there. Right there. That was my home.
Looks small and cute.
It was adorably cute, yeah. And right across the street was this awesome little like place where they just planted leeks, and sometimes there was rice, and there wasn't ever rice, it was leeks. So it was leeks. But yeah, it's just kind of cool. But yeah, this is my little town. I just walk up this street right up here and go over here. Look! It's a K-Tor. Look at the K-Tor, it's so cute.
Little truck.
I loves them so much. That's the biggest concern I have about going back, is I'm afraid I'll come back with a K-Tora.
Mm-hmm.
It followed me home. Can I keep it?
It followed me home.
I mean, like, they're so adorable, though. I don't remember my right way around town anymore. It's been so long.
Okay, well, this is concerning. Where is my document?
God, I love this place.
I'm actually glad that I'm looking for this now because I can't find my notes. Oh my god, please don't tell me I lost my notes.
I found my way to the UFO. Oh, good. I mean, really, I don't know what else to call this intersection, but this was like the thing that was so funny downtown. I mean, I love this thing. I don't know. There's a great art shop to the left down there. Noda is 15 kilometers that way. It's 12 kilometers to the right to Sakai. I don't know. Just so interesting to me. Going home and sort of being back at home again, you know. It's like where we were. In this little parking lot here, right in this little parking lot, we would do the city festival, and the archers would be in here, and they'd put archery setups right here, and we'd shoot into the archery setups right there. It was kind of cool. Then you get onto the big road. Wow. That's okay.
Okay, so the bookstore, so I've talked to some of my Japanese friends in the bookstores. They suggested were Kinokuniya, Libro, Tsutaya, and Book Off.
Oh, so there's still Tsutayas. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I got some great deals at Tsutaya. I can't say it.
Yeah.
Got great deals
Okay. The other places they recommended were Village Vanguard, Animate, and Mandarake.
Oh yeah, mandrakes were okay.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. I managed to find the Shiakusho. Look at me. I'm so good at finding Shiakushos.
The one thing that I got in the interview, like a bit of information that really surprised me, was the lack of crowdfunding in Japan, like for like comics and stuff. Like how that was really unusual, that people just don't do that. And I found that was really interesting.
Oh, a public bath. Never went there. I mean, makes some sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can find my way back to my school.
I would really love to be able to go to like a onsen, but because of my tattoos, I'm not sure like what places would be available to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, I'd have to look in advance once I know where I'd be at. And this is all hypothetical, of course, if I get to go.
Be so weird too coming back here, because when we were here before, Bondo was newly formed, and so like there weren't all these things like the Bondo Folk Museum, like that wasn't there before.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool.
Merrick, you mean about the tattoos? It depends. There are some places like bathhouses or public pools, sauna, onsen, whatever you want to call them. Like there are some places, or even beaches, that if you have tattoos, even if you're a foreigner, they will not let you in. Some of them may if you can cover it, and some of them have things that you can like cover it with. But the tattoos that I have, the one on my back is way too big to cover. The ones on my shoulder and my forearm, maybe, but the one on my back would not be able to be covered. It's just too big. I'd have to like wear a shirt. But generally, no. Like, so they don't usually make exceptions. Like, oh, because you're a foreigner. Like, we don't let Japanese people tattoo because you're a foreigner. You're fine. Like walking about, yeah. Like that's not a super big deal. In fact, just recently, they changed the law. Originally, anyone who wanted to be a tattoo artist had to have a medical license, like a doctor's degree or license, or like a license to practice. I believe they just got rid of that. So, if I remember correctly. But yeah, they still carry a really heavy stigma no matter where you're from.
Yeah.
And it's because of why tattoos, I can't say why tattoos existed in Japan, because, I mean, there's like the Ainu and like the descendants of the Yayoi people that had a lot of tattoos. So it's kind of a touchy subject for a lot of Japanese
You're
folk.
not wrong. Yeah.
And Okinawan people too, which aren't technically Japanese.
This just shows how long it's been since I've been out here. Like, I recognize some of these places.
But it's changed
Well,
enough
not only
where
is
you're
it
like,
changed
huh?
enough, I've forgotten stuff, you know? No, and this is Noda. Noguchi. Noguchi's farm. Thanks.
Well, yeah, the Pokemon World Championships were this weekend too. In Yokohama.
Baz and Brothers. Buy myself my K-Tora. Don't think I won't do it. I can't come home. Why can't you come home? Because I've adopted a K-Tora. It's very cute and it's very adorable and it loves it. And they won't let me put it on a plane.
I'm just picturing you like going full Gollum about your
right,
about
like just
K-Tora.
like it's as cute as mine, my precious.
Precious must go with us, but we can't take Precious with us. No, Precious must go with us. just like you're sitting there in the lot, like going back and forth with yourself because you want one so bad, and then look at you like, what?
What's your problem? Yeah.
Otaka da yo.
Totally. That's funny. Hey, you. You're so weird.
Well, then you really would get stopped by the police if you started acting like Gollum. I will remember the word K. No, the police. What's the word for police?
Koban?
K. Is it Koban?
Well, it's a police station.
K. Kakusan? Yeah, K. Kakusan. They'd pay you a visit if you started acting like that. K something.
Oh yeah, I was nowhere near it.
K-Com.
Oh,
K-Com. That's what the
yeah.
word is. Yeah, you'd be getting a visit if you acted like Gollum. I was like, it's K something. There's another word that I know, though. It's like escaping me.
What the? Whoop. Taking a different day.
Oh, very sunny. Hazy. Sprazy.
There's my school, guys.
That's where you taught?
It took me frickin' forever to find it, but I got it.
That's so cool. Like, all the memories, I bet. Just like total nostalgia hitting you hard right now, I bet.
I miss my school. Like, this entire area is so weird, though. I mean, like, you can see where I lived. I mean, look at that. This is totally, I was
It's
so
right there.
out in Inaka. I mean, I was so far out in Inaka. It was so funny.
Funny.
I don't know what they're writing on here. Women's baseball? Softball. Women's softball. No earthly idea what they're writing on here. It's so funny. But yeah, there's the part of the school. I miss my school. I miss my kids. Doesn't matter. My kids are not kids anymore. Like all of my kids are in their 30s now.
Have kids of their own.
Yeah. My kids have their own kids. It just feels like yesterday whenever I look at pictures like this, though. It feels like it's just, hey, look, it's one of my kids. They still have the same uniform. Oh, my God.
That's funny.
And one of my boys, well, one of somebody else's boys, I guess, because it's not my kid.
Yeah.
They have the same uniforms. Sash my chew. Which makes some sense that there would be Sash my chew kids tootling around. Kind of cool. Yeah, these are rice fields. So I mean, literally sitting in the middle of rice fields the entire time. That's my.
Oh, and they're the wet patties.
Yeah, those
too.
are those wet patties sitting in the middle of the rice fields. So, Sashima, which was where I was, is made up of two characters, Saru and
Monkey.
Shima.
Monkey
I
Island?
totally worked at Monkey Island Junior High.
That's kind
I
of
took
funny.
a brush with
lie.
me so that I could be Guybrush. I mean, and I had been there a whole year before I could finally read those kanji, and then I went, oh, look, it's monkey. Oh, my God. I was like, I am totally Guybrush Threepwood working at Monkey Island Junior High. I was like, if there was ever
funny.
because I love I love Monkey Island. That's one of my favorite games.
I would love to see like them like just like lean into it and then just go wild with like a Donkey Kong prank or something. That would be hilarious. It's like, run with it, kids, run with it! And then run away because you're gonna get in so much trouble.
Right.
Run, kids, run! Run like you've never run before.
Took forever to drive home.
I don't know where this leaf came
It's
from.
past midnight. I actually took a video where I stuck my camera on the dashboard of my car and then just drove to school one day. So I've got like the entire drive recorded.
Oh,
and it was like a lot of fun. And I look at that video every so often just to remind me of my really adorable commute, because of course this is not, look at these roads. I mean, it's not like I was in there. And there's nobody on these roads either. I mean, like, we passed a truck or two. There's nobody out here. It's just so much fun.
Mm-hmm. I used to do that too. I would like record my commute when I had to drive like 66 miles one way. I would just record my commute just for fun, because you never knew what was gonna happen in that 66 miles. Like, sometimes you'd have like turkeys in the road, or you'd have like deer in the road, or you just like have a hawk fly in front of you like out of nowhere. Just all kinds of cool stuff would happen when you're driving through the country like that. Or like on the really foggy days, you could get really cool video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What school? There was a school here? I don't remember a school being here. Oh my God. Which school? Okay, but that says it's a salad store. Okay. There are times where I wonder what the hell they're thinking, and then there are other times I'm like, I don't know. It's always important to know where your gas stations are. I mean, this is the size of the place that I lived. Oh my God, that's a charging station. Damn. No, that's a gas station. Never mind. I thought it was a charging station for me there. I'm like, oh, well, maybe that's a charging station. No, those are just power conduits. Yes, but so here's the big gas station in town. You know.
That's the big gas station.
I mean, like, I love this.
It's so cute. It's adorable, honestly. I think I'd be okay living there for a little while too.
I mean, it's like the best little town. It was so much fun, and it was so little, and it was so floofy, and it's just like everything was cute.
It looks adorbs.
That's cleaners. That's good. That's no longer a school zone. Oh, no, I need to go back. I
Not
need to read that
necessarily.
sign. Gotta go back. Okay. We were going to Central Bondo. Here's your 7 and I. Which we thought was so funny because it always said 7 and I Holdings. What is this with the Crucino? Oh, that's so weird. It's not written in kanji either, which is really, really weird. The dry cleaners. A laundromat. I think I knew somebody that lived in this one.
Did I erase something accidentally?
But I erased something accidentally a couple of days ago too. It was a much bigger gas station.
Yeah, I've got this really weird mark on it. I'm trying to figure out what the heck it is. Oh.
Is this TNA? I hope so.
Okay, I figured it out. I'm going to invert this.
It is. It's TNA Golf Course. Like, really. I don't know why they call it's TNA Golf Course. So I was like, is this TNA Golf Course? Because that was one of the ones that I took a picture of. Because I'm like, okay, that has to be the silliest thing I've seen in a long time. TNA Golf Course. It's not right, people. It does mean I'm on the right road, though.
Yeah.
Oh. There's a dude waiting to wave us in. Noda, Central Bondo. So I think I'm actually making a turn here. No, I'm not. I'm still going straight. Oh yeah, this was. This place is still there. That's good. This had great ramen. This place also. Suki no Yaki. Yeah. I like Suki no Yaki. This is looking very familiar. It hasn't changed much in like 15 years. It still looks all the same.
Small town. Probably isn't
probably
gonna
the same
change that
people.
much.
Probably even recognize me. Like, oh, is it Guy Sensei? It's Guy Sensei. Oh. I haven't gone to bed yet because I'm just kind of going, oh, this is kind of fun. I'm traveling back home.
I don't mind. Your other home.
Traveling home from school. Sensei lived to the left here.
Yeah, same. I want to visit Japan someday too. There's a slight possibility I might get to go for work, but it's not guaranteed or anything. Ooh, what's this? Tag trending. Oh, don't give me that BS. There's no results for blah blah blah. Then don't tell me it's in trending.
There's no what? What are you saying? That was a lot of words.
It's Twitter is telling me that there's some like a tag trending, but when I try to look it up, it's telling me that this hashtag doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter is borked. That's so weird. It's telling me that this doesn't exist, that there's no results for it. When it says right here that there's 102,000 posts about it. Okay, what is this? What is this?
What cracks me up is when people like are defiant. Even now, it says Iwai, so it's still trying to say it's the old city name. They're like, no, we're not changing our name.
you can't make me
change my name. Yeah, somebody's shoe is in the middle of the road there. That's rare. I don't see that very often. Central Bondo is straight, and go to Koga and Sakai and Tsukuba to the left. Tsukuba is a mountain. Far down on town, are we?
Scuba?
Tsukuba.
Like scuba?
Tsukuba.
Oh, Tsukuba.
Mm-hmm.
Scuba. I'll try that U is whispered silent. That still gets me.
Yeah, especially since they swear that you read everything. You say everything. Night.
Right? I remember when I was in my Japanese classes, she's like, no, this is pronounced this way. And I'm like, but that's not what it says. And she's like, have you looked at English lately? I'm like, yeah, but we don't promise that it's we don't promise it's phonetic. You do. Oh yeah? What
now
anime?
I'm curious.
No, I've never even heard of that.
Oh, Nadeshiko. Captain Yurika. You get to burning.
Ooh, you even know the song.
Mm-hmm. It's a mecha anime, of course I know it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's in my wheelhouse. It's a mecha anime, of course I know these things.
I just outed myself a little. Jeez, cat.
Oh, you didn't need that. It was actually just fine.
Oh, I'm just laughing at it.
Clearly,
cat doesn't watch mecha.
We're almost at the weird little alien light post, the UFO in the middle of UIE. I think I'm in the right street. Right? Gekigunga 3! Oh, man. And the inside jokes that all went with Gekigunga 3, oh my god. So much wrong. Ooh, mise. Queso no mise. Which road is this? Oh, that's out of town. Where's my Genki Sushi? Wasn't there a Genki Sushi down here? I thought there was a Genki Sushi down here. Oh, there's the Gusto. Yeah, there's that Gusto. We were there a lot. Nope. Need to go around the corner. There you go. This is the kind of sign I ran into all the time. Right? And you're like, okay. Once you got into town, it was like, they're like, yeah, screw you. If you're this far into town, you should know how to read by now. I mean, and the worst part is,
help.
I can tell what that sign says. Like, straight ahead is Noda and Mitsukaido, right? And then to the right is Bando and, what is that? Machi something or another. I can't remember now anymore. Right? I mean, like I can read these signs still. It's like it's been 100 million years, but I can still read the signs. Oh, it's a fish market. Well, that's a thing. And then there was the adorable little kindergarten. They don't have the
Look at the bunny bus. Usagi no basu.
Yeah, except that it's not a kindergarten anymore. It's weird. Even weirder than I expected it to be. Maybe get on to... We had 20 all the way into town. Come up on the UFO. Because this is the main strip in town. Which led straight to the UFO. I still don't know what the UFO is all about. I don't think I'll ever understand what the UFO is all about. There's a ramen place right there.
It's art, guy. It's art.
I know, but it looks like a UFO. Looks like some UFO just got captured in the middle of town. I wonder if that...
Just like bring up like the Iron Giant. It's art.
There's a great little art store right here. No, that's a Kaiwa? Oh, well, there's that. Then that happened. I'm like, what's happened to my downtown, man? What do you guys do to my downtown? It's so weird. Here's the Koban. Like some of these places don't even have an identifier on here because you just know where they are. They're all holes in the wall. Alcohol store. Liquor store. All right. Well, you know, that's a thing. Sentamaru.
Art! I need to save this and then add it to my add it to like my my like OBS thing so I can bring it up every once in a while when I'm streaming and just yell art. I'll just leave it in. I'll just leave it in here in this document, and every once in a while I'll bring it up.
Orthopedic.
Best use of a layer,
right? If you save it, you can add it to the outside.
Yeah, I'll add it in here.
The bar. There's the pharmacy.
Oh man, it would be really funny to go to a bar now and drink some people because my constitution could handle it.
Right? Flower shop.
This woman thinks she can outdrink me, honey. I know I can. America. It's not something to be proud of necessarily, but it is true. I remember when I was bartending, I had this like adorable group of like Japanese like friends come in. They were just staying in LAX for a little bit, for like a few days before moving on to New York City. And when they came in the bar, they're like, "We want to try like American drinks," and I'm like, I couldn't understand them like super well. And we were trying to figure out like a way to communicate over Google Translate. And then all I heard was Spangle, and I'm like, yeah, like I know that one. And yeah, we were able to talk to each other in Spanish.
That's awesome.
To tell me like what they wanted, right? And I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And they wanted to try whiskey, like American whiskey. And I'm like, are you sure? Because it's not no Japanese whiskey. And they're like, yeah, I want to try all different kinds. I'm like, okay. And so I gave them Maker's Mark, turkey, Jack Daniels, because of course I have to let them try the Sour Mash. And then Fireball. They did not like the
nobody
Fireball.
likes the Fireball in real life. I mean, it's just a thing. Well, you're weird.
Mix that with some apple juice, dude. On Halloween night, someone wanted to like have like a drinking contest with me, and I went through a 350 of Fireball and a mixed with a bunch of Jameson and a bunch of Baileys. And that dude did not win. They were like, where are you putting it all? I'm like, I'm storing it for later. Because you knew I was going to get sick later. And I got up to my hotel room and where, because I lived in the bar. I lived above the bar. And I was fine until I laid down.
Then gone.
And, yep. And I ended up like, I made my offering to the porcelain goddess, and then slept in the bathtub.
I slept in the bathtub
because I had to sleep sitting up, and in the bathroom at least I wasn't gonna wake my roommate.
Right.
But like, because I was like sobbing hysterically because I didn't feel good. Alrighty, are you done going down nostalgia road?
I'm out. But I'm just about to hit the go button. Merrick, it was good having you hang out with me. And also the fact that, you brought up Nadeshko. Which I will always respect, Nadeshko. So, yeah. Captain Yurika. She was bizarre, but we loved her. It was a thing. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me there, Jackson. Appreciate it, man. I'll see you
Thanks for having me here.
later.
I'm gonna stream tomorrow morning.
Yep, I'm gonna try to stream tomorrow morning. I didn't stream this morning because I slept really badly last night, and so I decided to go back to bed, just go back to sleep. And so I was like, screw it, I'm not into this. So I just didn't. So, cool. I will see you later, and as everybody else, remember to keep your eyes on the stars. Bye bye.
Good night.